to this location. Some citizens were worried that the votes the officials brought to the new station indicated ballot box stuffing, but were eventually mollified when officials explained the confusion over the location. And again, Jeff and I were there to witness that ourselves. There were also reports of unruly behaviour at some polling units that required the immediate deployment of security to restore order. An example was in Kaduna State, where voters attempted to provoke security personnel, although a senior military officer quickly resolved the situation. There have been additional reports of scattered violence in Lagos, Obu State, River State, and Bayelsa State. Incidents of vote spying were dealt with by surveillance mounted by operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and other security agencies that consisted of the Army, Police, and the Civil Defence. The various security agencies were professional in handling incidents of ballot box snatching and other forms of electoral malpractices. Worthy of mention is the professionalism displayed by the Nigerian Army. The security agencies were on top of the situation in areas that were hitherto known for election-related violence, and the other regions as a whole. Observers watched votes being counted at polling stations, noting that the announcement of the vote from each ballot was announced clearly and that citizens were monitoring the process along with officials and party monitors. From reports collated from our field officers, the 2019 general elections to this point seem free, fair and credible, as neither party can fault the transparent process that occasioned accreditation and voting. In Area 10, Garki, Abuja, observers noted a disabled, a blind person, who was given assistance in entering the polling station, allowed to progress to the front of the line unimpeded by the voters present, and was able to cast his ballot with relative ease. Observers were impressed that it was common citizens, not officials, who took the initiative to help their fellow citizen exercise his democratic right. The 2019 general elections in Nigeria, though appearing to be free, fair and credible at this juncture, using our international set parameters and the feedback gathered from the 2,200 plus observers deployed to the various states, there are a few areas that need to be looked into with regard to the conduct of elections in the future. Elections appear to have been free, fair and credible to this point. It is therefore advised that winners and losers should see beyond themselves and their political aspirations to promote the unity of Nigeria as a country. Worthy of commendation are the staff of the Independent National Electoral Commission, the officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army and other security agencies for maintaining order and contributing to a sense of calm and security which enabled domestic and foreign observers to efficiently carry out our duties, and voters to exercise their democratic right to responsibility. We would like to congratulate the Nigerian government and Nigerian citizens for their enthusiasm, perseverance and fair play in pursuing the democratic ideals through this election.
Having spoken to several voters at the first polling station who had been waiting many hours, it would seem that there was a lack of facilities and amenities, shading areas and seating, which should be looked into for the future. And also maybe more consideration for the time element, and as far as keeping the voters updated of how long they're going to have to wait would be something that should be considered.
In polling unit 16 at INEC, the NYC staff they brought there they are lazy. In fact, to let them retrain their staffs very, very well in this kind of exercise.